everybody. Brian Kern here again for another guitar lesson. Sorry it's been so long. It's been almost 2 months, I think. Been doing some traveling and been really busy gigging and doing lessons here in my humble studio and also online, of course. So, yeah, I'm glad to be doing this. I've been wanting to do this one for a long time. Elmore James's version of It Hurts Me Too. Iconic slide guitar intro, a must-have for everybody, I think. Not necessarily note for note, but the idea, the riffs and some of the lines he does are really good, and they're just wonderful riffs to know and that you can take and kind of make your own and use in your own style of playing. So, which brings me to my usual disclaimer. I don't claim this to be 100% accurate to Elmore, but I think we're close, and again, we're getting essentially the lines that he's doing, but phrasing them just like Elmore can be a little difficult to get in his headspace. So I highly suggest the way to practice would be to play the line, a line or two from the lesson, listen to Elmore play it, then play it yourself, then listen to the track, and just try and, work your way through it. I kind of now play the phrases the way they are in my head, so I would imagine if I were to check it with Elmore, I'd probably be a little different because I've started to develop my own way of doing it. So anyhow, yeah, I guess that's enough talking. Let's just get into the lesson. So I'm choosing to do this with my fingers because of some fretwork on the turnaround, but you certainly don't have to finger pick it. You can use a flat pick, and you get to the turnaround part, you can hybrid it, or you can kind of finagle your way through playing with a flat pick. Just kind of, change the riffs around to fit your style. And, that's kind of the goal of this anyway, is learn what we can from Elmore to help us develop our own style of playing. So, yeah. We're in open D. I am tuned to 440, I believe. Elmore is a little flat. So if you play along with the recording, you'll have to alter your tuning slightly to match his pitch. So let's get in tune first. The 6th string down to D, 5th string stays A, 4th string stays D, 3rd string down to F sharp, 2nd string down to A, and 1st string down to D. D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. Open D. And yeah, and if you're just starting out on slide, in the description is a link to my intro to slide lesson, which would be very helpful. But I think this is some of these lines are simple enough for people at all levels, and there's a lot of good information in here. Even if you're a beginner and having trouble really accomplishing the moves, there's still a lot of good information to kind of have in your arsenal from this entire lesson. So if you're just a beginner, move forward, see what you can get out of here. Hopefully you can pick up some tricks or a lick here or two. So anyway, I'm talking way too much. Let's talk about the song. So we're up here on the 12th fret, and I'm going to separate each phrase just like it is in the song. There's a lot of space in between each phrases. So it's kind of simple to separate in your mind because there is so much space in between each line. So phrase 1. We're on the 12th fret, 1st string. I'm going to slide into that twice. Then we're going to play 10 on the 1st string. Then back to 12 on 1. That's the first phrase. Nothing to it. I'm doing a little muting back here because we're going to be working across the strings. So we don't want a lot of sympathetic ring. So I am holding my fingers behind. There's phrase 1, easy. 12, 12, 10, 12. Nothing to it. Okay? Second phrase, we're going to stay on 12 for 3 notes. We're going to play 1, 2, 1, all on the 12th fret. 12, 12, 12. Doing that with my thumb. You could do it with your finger, whatever is comfortable for you. And then we're going to go back to 10 on 1, back to 12 on 2, 10 on 2, 12 on 2. So you get Really cool line. So that's phrase 2. So I'm going to take a little break here to talk to you about practice. This would be a good time to say, okay, that's enough. I'm going to put the video away, the lesson away. I'm going to listen to Elmore, and I'm going to work on those 2 phrases. And get them going under your belt, you know? You know, and work through them. And when you feel ready, when you feel like those are really under your fingers, then move on. The video won't go anywhere. I don't plan on taking it down. So you got plenty of time. So don't be in a hurry. Next phrase, kind of this starts to work across the strings. So we're on 12 on 1, 12 on 2, 11 on 3, down to 4 on 12. That's bringing us into the 4 chord there. So if we put those in context, we got phrase 1. And again, I'll review that phrase 2. We got 12, 12, 12, 11, 12. So if those 3 are together, right? And again, that muting's important. Some of that sympathetic ring is kind of cool, but you don't want too much. You know, having those fingers behind there really helps. Okay. So that's phrase 1, 2, and 3. Phrase 4 is similar to 3, just has a little different ending. And I think in the recording has a little longer pause on the 3rd string, but it's still 12 on 1, 12 on 2, 11 on 3, 12 on 4, then 10 on 4, back to 12 on 4. So it might be more like, I can't remember the exact phrasing of Elmore, but that's where I mean about listen to the recording, practice on your own, because I think that's a good way to start to develop your own style. And that's what we're all trying to do. You know, we try to learn from our guitar heroes like Elmore James, Robert Johnson, all those. But at the same time, we're trying to develop our own voice. And I think that's really the way to do it. You know, I guess I could have sat down here and listened to Elmore do it and got the phrases exactly perfect that I think he plays them just like that, and then teach that to you. But I want you to use your ear as well. So those are the notes he's playing. You know, but let yourself listen to Elmore, try it on your own. That's how you develop, I believe, you develop your own way of doing things. And yeah, so there's phrase 4. Let's go over all of that. You can try and play with me if you want. I'm going to try and keep it in context with the same space in between the licks of the song. I'll give it a little count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. Those are the first 4 phrases. Now we're on that verse. When things go wrong, which is a really cool line here. That's where I have to work up the neck a little bit. If you have a 12 fret acoustic or even a 14 fret acoustic, this can be a little tricky to do, but not impossible. You know, sometimes you got to be up here like that with an acoustic. It's tough, but you can do it. I believe Elmore often used just an acoustic with a pickup in the sound hole anyway. So he might have been doing some of that. So if he can do it, we can do it. So here we go. 12th fret 3 times. Up to 16. When things go wrong. Right, that's the verse we're on. Then we're on 16 again. To open 1, you could use 12 there too. Same note, but I believe Elmore in the intro is hitting open 1. So it's 16, open 1, to 14. So we got, right? Okay. Final line before the turnaround is fairly simple. We stay on 14. And essentially running the scale pattern back. 14 on 1, 14 on 12, 12 on 2, 11 on 3, 12 on 4. So very straightforward down the line. There's no real, it's just very straightforward. That will bring us to our turnaround lick. But let's just go over all that. I'll try and play it in rhythm as best I can without backup, and try and play along. But again, I know I keep harping on it, but the key is kind of learn the notes, learn the moves to make, and then listen to Elmore, practice yourself. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's essentially the intro, right? And again, playing through that, just take this video phrase by phrase. Don't try to cram it all in and memorize all, I guess that'd be 4 or 5, 6 or 7 phrases and play all those phrases back to back. Don't practice that way. You might want to spend 10 or 15 minutes just work through how you want it to sound. Work through how Elmore is doing it, how he sounds. Work out, try and practice maybe slight variations. Stuff like that. Experiment with it a little bit and find your own direction. Then move on to the next lick and so on. So it might take you 3 or 4 days to work through this whole intro or longer, and that's okay. The main thing is don't be in a hurry. You're building skills and you're finding your own voice on the instrument, and that's what we're all striving for, right? So finally, the intro or the turnaround, or I'm sorry. Right, now I remember. So let's take a look at that. And again, you can hybrid pick this, or you could work it out to, if you can't hit strings together, you could, find a way to alter it to fit your style for sure. So don't get too hung up on being, super authentic to the exact thing, right? So we got 5th string, 3rd fret, and the 1st string open. And we're going to play those two together. Then a triplet's going to happen on the 1st string. 1, 2, 3. Repeat that with a half step down on the 5th string. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. The last one, you're going to play the 5th string on the 1st fret, but we play this on top. Right, so this is open 1 and 5. 2nd fret 1, open 1. 2nd fret 2, open 1. When you do the open 1, try and play the 5th string together. You don't have to, but I think it sounds cool, and I think it's on the record. I can't remember for sure. But it sounds great. You got that nice. And then on top. Putting those together, you got that nice. last line, really cool run. Open 6th string, slide into 4, hammer on the 5th string 2nd fret, open 4, open 5. That's your 5 chord in A. 5 chord in D. There's your turnaround chord. And then start singing when things go wrong. All right. You said you was hurt? Yeah. Oh, knows you're mad. Excuse my singing. We'll work through that next time. There's some really cool lines going here. You know, next time I'll do a lesson for sure on the backup, at least one time through, so you can get an idea of what he's doing. And then again, you know, you take what you learn from it, but then, you know, you really want to work on, or we're all working, I should say, on developing our own voice and our own style of playing. So I guess that's about it for today's lesson, hey? So that went by a lot faster than I anticipated. Remember, pause the video, stop the video, work on each little tiny phrase, individual. Spend some time on that. Don't be in a hurry. Then put them together. You know, so on and so forth. So I hope that's cool for you guys. I hope you enjoyed that lesson. I had a good time doing it. As usual, thanks for all the subscribers. Thanks for all the support out there. I sure appreciate it. We're halfway to 1,000. So we'll see you all next time. Take care of yourselves.